What's legal, but if you do it you still look like a psychopath. Entering an elevator full of people and not turning to face the door. This happened to me a lot in Ecuador. It's considered an insult to face your back to someone. So everyone shuffles around to not do it to anyone on purpose. Unless they are mad at someone. Then you gotta talk to the back. I mean literally. I've seen some walk up to talk to another person and they just turned around. Wearing a wedding gown to someone else's wedding. One of the politicians in our country bit into a hot dog sideways and in the middle, like a sandwich. It was so weird that it was in the newspapers the next day. Slow news day but made him look like a nut job. I was serving a very green, Chinese businessman at the pub and he ordered a burger and after a few seconds of sizing it up, stabbed it in the center with his fork and started eating it like a candy apple. I asked him if he was good, and he shrugged and said sorry. I haven't figured out how to eat these yet. Is this what I look like to the people I'm eating with when I go on business trips to China? Well, that depends. Are you stabbing dumplings with a single chopstick and eating it like a candied apple? If so, then yes. Not going to lie, as an ethnic Chinese Asian, I have done that before. Sometimes dim sums are slippery, okay? XD. That's why forks are great. It's like stabbing it with 4 chopsticks. Chopsticks for fork. Till. When you just happen to be going to the same place as the car pedestrian in front of you. It's even creepier when it's a long distance and they look behind them and see you. Walking around in public with a glass of water from home. People, hey. What's with the water? Boardlam 0N, I brought it from home, so legally it's mine and you can't have any. I don't like the implications of this. If I have a water bottle that I fill with water from a public source, are others legally entitled to it? I won't stand for it. Hey, I just saw you fill that up. I'm gonna need a sip. I'm not thirsty but my tongue is dry, I'm just going to dip it in there for a moment. Using both hands to put on chapstick. Stop responding midway through an URL convo, but maintain eye contact. Sorry I was lagging. Doing exactly the opposite is actually the norm. Having a conversation and move eye contact away. I got one. Lifting up your shirt in public and rubbing your tummy. When someone is holding a door open for you when a place has double doors and you just say duck it and take the other door instead. And make sure you say yikes while passing the other person. Eating unwrapped food from inside your pockets. My boss used to apply his lip balm while making firm eye contact with me at the end of the day. Used to creep me out, and I'm still unsure why he did it like that. Wait. Isn't the real question why did you make eye contact with him every day at this time? Maybe he called them into his office each day to witness the lip balm application. Jefferson, can you come into my office and watch me apply lip balm, please? Said over the intercom so everybody knows what's about to go down in the boss office. Keep your eyes on me, Jefferson. Rolls eyes. Do we have a problem here, Jefferson? Now come over here so I can apply yours. With my lips, lip smacking intensifies. Dressing like a penguin and walking on 4 legs. Wonderful, the mind of a child is. Standing silently at night along a forest road. I did that once in the moonlight while taking out trash. I turned off my light and just enjoyed the serene night. Then I hear rustling in the bush and my LED light just ducking died. It hasn't worked since. But yeah, nice night. You are the one who dies first in horror movies. Working out in a suit. I had a classmate who did phys ed, also, in a suit. He only had suits, about 20 times the very same outfit, including shoes and ties. Barney Stinson? I don't want to wrinkle my suit jamas. Writing an S from the bottom up. I've seen some pretty ducked up stuff in this thread, but this one genuinely made me stop. Flying a kite at night. Digging holes in your backyard at night. Just doing some night digging. Paint yourself orange, dye your hair green, the stand in a hole and pretend you're a carrot. Instead of holding the door open, especially at a restaurant with dual double doors, you close them right after you exit the building. The place where I work had an incident recently where someone came into the building, found an unlocked office, and stole some stuff. So they sent out an email saying don't let people follow you in. Pretty standard advice everyone ignores. This isn't a secure complex of any kind. You need to swipe a card to open the outer doors, but Therese no security. I was coming back from lunch, a lady in front of me swiped in, opened the door, and then firmly closed it behind her. It happened at my wife's old work, too. One day her boss was out and there was a guy in a suit in her boss's office, looking for something in one of his desk drawers. She didn't recognize him but figured he was from head office, so she asked if she help him with anything. He immediately upped and grabbed his briefcase, yup, he had one, and rapidly walked out the door. Weird. When she mentioned it to her boss later, he had no idea who the guy was. He called head office and no one from there had come over. So it was some random dude in a suit who'd just walked in off the street. And no one had challenged him because a guy in a suit is obviously important and belongs there, and who's ever heard of someone robbing a place while wearing a suit? The real secret is to say you're in it. I used to work for an ISP and we were doing some changes that required us to go out to customer sites and alter some router settings. I went to the wrong office once and said I was there to do some work on their internet connection. They took me to the manager's desk and just left me there signed on to their computer. As someone in InfoSec, this is painful. You're in InfoSec? Cool, here's my root password, can you help secure my info? Still gonna need your social security number and banking information to make sure your root password is correct. Smile. While shopping, pulling what you want out of other people's carts before they buy them. Done this by accident because I mistook it for a cart an employee was using to put stuff on the shelf. I saw a whole cart of socks and needed them, but they didn't have the type I needed on the shelf. Because an old man was buying them all. Not anymore, he wasn't. Wearing a wedding gown everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Ha! I had a classmate who would wear hers to really hard exams. She said she loved the way she looked in it and it made her feel great about herself, so she'd wear it as a motivational boost. It was a little weird but really fun. In the Coast Guard, when we would take the service-wide exam, advancement exam given once or twice a year, we would dress in a formal uniform, with all our ribbons, to take it. It was a 1 to 2 hour exam. Now they just wear a working uniform. I think dressing up for it was great, it gave it a gravitas and everyone knew you were taking the exam cause you were looking sharp. Edit. For my fellow service folks, a more formal uniform, trops, not a full dress uniform, no jacket. Pulling your pants underwear all the way down to pee at a men's urinal. I knew a kid in elementary school who did this. Normally he would use the stalls, but one time he did it at the urinal and yelled, "Oops, I'm not in the stall," then turned and made and held eye contact when I looked cause he yelled. Butters? Standing next to someone at a urinal even when there is an open one at the opposite end of the row. Oh wow, you only use one hand to hold it. I use both. Wild. Well, see you tomorrow. Eating a banana with the skin on. Casually eating a stick of butter during a business meeting. Eating a stick of butter anywhere looks like a psychopath to me. Offering candies to kids with a van with homemade logos. Eating in public without using your hands at all. Like. Just face first? Nah, feet.